call the meeting to order. As per throughout this term, we always start our meeting with a prayer. So, Heavenly Father, grant that we who would seek to serve you may have the wisdom of your Spirit, the guiding of your hand, and the grace to serve together for the prosperity of our city through Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. National Anthem. Australians, all let us rejoice. Please be seated. Okay, item 1, attendance and apologies, nil. Item 2, leave of absence, nil. Condolences, I go to Councillor Tozer.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I move that a motion of condolence be sent to, on the passing of Brian Parker be passed, and a message of sympathy be sent to, actually to Earl Hinchin, not to the Parker family. But...
Seconder, Councillor Taylor.
Mr Mayor, you have very much enjoyed the Darcy Doyle Art Awards over many years in Mudgeeraba, and sadly last week the founder of the Darcy Doyle Art Awards, Earl Hinchin, passed away. His name was Brian Parker. He was a long-term sponsor of the awards, a regular community contributor in our local area. But on this passing, I know that Earl and his family will be really deeply, deeply sad. I know our community will be sad with Earl during this difficult time.
Okay. Can I just put the motion to you? All in favour, show of hands. Against? Motion carried. Back to Councillor Tozer.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I also move that a motion of condolence on the passing of Graham Jenner be passed, and that a message of sympathy be sent to the Jenner family.
Okay, seconder, Councillor Taylor.
Mr Mayor, Graham Jenner served our community selflessly over many, many years. He was a member of the local Lions Club. He was a scout leader at Mudgeeraba Scouts and other scout groups around the city. He was a long-term member of the RSL, but also an advocate for caravanning as part of the Jarrabaroo Caravan and RV Club. Whilst his last few years he was based out of Burleigh in the Burleigh Lions Club, he was a really strong advocate for the sense of community we have out in Mudgeeraba, and I know he'll be sorely missed by many people.
Councillor, put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against? Motion carried. Councillor, next item's Mayoral Minute. Councillor, I move that the main pool, 50 metres, at the Palm Beach Aquatic Centre be named after Daphne McDonald, our councillor, the Chief Executive Officer, and in brackets, Executive General Manager, Infrastructure, execute this proposal. Councillor, as you know, Councillor McDonald is retiring and for a long service to the community after 33 years, first started commencement in 91, even before amalgamation. And there's a huge list of accomplishment that she's left legacy for in the southern part of our city. But the one that I highlight is the patience she showed when she knows that even though the Palm Beach pool was really ready for their turn to be built and refurbed, it's coincide with the Commonwealth Games, and at the time we needed the money to go towards the Commonwealth Games, and she understood that and was patient about it. But now together with Councillor O'Neill, both advocated strongly, and that's how the Palm Beach Aquatic Centre was born. And I think the three of us regularly have been visiting the progress of it, and it's going to be one of the best community infrastructure in the southern part of our city. And the numerous achievement advocating compensation for the Palm Beach residents, establishing Terra Bora Bush Care Group, ensure the protected of native plant species along Currumbin Creek and parklands, working with the former Queensland Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk and I to create the Gold Coast Surfing Reserve, construction of the Sophie Purcell Playground, the first of all abilities playground, founding and the expressive ground creative arts space, establishing of Thrower House, establishment of the sensory garden of Bill Thompson Park, at Bill Thompson Park there, establishment the first mobile police unit in Queensland, PBC State High School Community Hall, and unwavering support of young people to have a voice in the community through initiatives such as our Junior Council, and for the City of the Gold Coast, some 31 years. And councillors, as per usual, I ask if anyone wants to speak against. Of course, there's not. And I will come to Councillor Lacastra to speak further for the motion.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Look, it's a great honour, but it's also very sad. But it's a happy, sad moment, really. It's really hard to explain because I mean, Daff and I have obviously been in this chamber a very, very long time together. Daff, of course, was elected in 1991, and I mean, 33 years. It's really hard to get your head around. That is just an incredible time to give service to the city. And look, Daff truly is what you, when you think of the term grassroots, Daff truly is a grassroots representative. Local, I'm going to say councillor representative. I'm not going to say politician, because Daff is not a politician. She has never been a politician. She was elected to do what she has always done so tremendously well, and that is represent the people of Division 13, but also represent the people of the city. You've mentioned quite a few things there that Daphne was actually going to touch on some of those. I might expand on a couple and mention a couple of others. But look, Thrower House back in, I think it was 2009, was a remarkable addition when it was so needed with the youth at the southern end of the coast in particular. And Daff had the foresight to say, well, look, you know, we need something to accommodate these young people. We need to give them, you know, things to do, things to occupy them, things that give them a purpose. There's a great art shed attached to Thrower House as well, so for the creative kids. But look, this is something that, and you mentioned the park. So children and youth has always been at the forefront of anything Daff has done. You spoke about the first All Abilities Playground. I've now got one at Emerald Lakes, and I've been saving up because I wanted to be able to do something in the centre of the city, because I saw how popular and what a tremendous idea it was of Daff's to champion that cause. And it's the most popular playground and probably the best thing I've ever done, and that's all thanks to Daff leading the way. She's a bit of a trailblazer. She always has been. The other thing that, when you look at the parks, Daff has some of the best parks in the city for kids. So it's, you mentioned the Sophie Purcell with the All Abilities, but also, you know, just themed parks. I don't mean theme parks, as in there's no roller coasters or anything like that in Division 13, but themed parks. I think the Bill Thompson one has got, you know, like the turrets and the castles. It's very sort of medieval. And it's just the pirate, you know, the pirate park. I mean, what a great park. So again, you know, DAF has always, not just said, great, let's put a playground there. DAF has always looked to how can I make this really, really special and bring people into the area. DAF has always been a great supporter of Neighbourhood Watch. You spoke about the mobile police unit and looking after the safety of our residents, and also a great champion of the Currumbin Wildlife Hospital. Done tremendous work down there to, as I know you have too, Mr Mayor, but as I say, as we all say, you know, DAF's been doing it a lot longer than any of us, and just at every turn she's been there for her residents. So I remember many years ago, I can't recall what year it was, there were quite a few homes, buildings which were sinking. There was subsidence, and DAF really championed the cause for those residents when their houses were sliding, subsiding, to get compensation for them. Given that, you know, council had obviously given approvals for land to be, for that land to be used for development going back years ago. So as I say, at every turn, just been a real champion to the people. The only other thing that I was going to say, and I just wrote down something here because I didn't want to forget this. Let me see if I've got this right. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, Daph, but you sat on the board of what was the Gold Coast Tourism. I know that you've always been a champion of tourism, but I can't recall. I think you sat on the board. No? No. You didn't? Okay, I said correct me if I'm wrong, but there we go. But that just brings me to, as chair of Economy, Tourism and Events, I've always been so thankful for the support and the vision that DAF has. DAF has had to really change and move with the times. When you think of, even when I first got elected, and DAF was elected several years, 6 years before I was, so many changes. The city has taken such different directions, and DAF has always been able to adapt. She's always been able to look ahead and see what's best for the city, and particularly with things like diversifying and growing our economy. DAF has been a tremendous support of the tourism sector and just generally with any economic development. DAF has a wonderful sense of humour. I'm just going to get on to personal things now. DAF and I would often be in trouble with Mayor Bowden when we sat together because we'd be giggling like a couple of school kids most of the time, and a few times we're told to either stop giggling or leave. The thing is with DAF, when DAF starts giggling, DAF finds it impossible to stop. She will go forever and ever, and then everyone else it's just infectious, and then everything just, you know. And we did actually co-star together at a councillor's Christmas party, and we actually put on a comedy sketch together a few years ago, which was very well received. So all I will say is that this chamber will be much poorer without DAF's representation, but the city will certainly be much richer for, you know, the impeccable and wonderful service that DAF has given for 33 years. I'm going to miss DAF in the chamber because not only is DAF a colleague, I really do regard DAF as a very dear friend, and she always will be. Thank you for your service to the city, and thanks for being such a great friend.
Yeah. So, councillors, as you note, I didn't stand because if I did, you all have to sit down. So, wasn't with that respect, not without respect for you. So what I want to do, as soon as we vote on the motion, I'd like to present Daph with a plaque that this one is for her to take away with her, but a same one when the pool's finished will be hang there, and even a larger sign so that people know that you're swimming in Daphne McDonald Pool. But before I take the vote and present to you this plaque, I'd like to share with all of you what it says, and to the whole of the Gold Coast. And of course, it's named Daphne McDonald Pool. in recognition of the extraordinary service to the city and local community by Councillor Daphne McDonald from 1991 to 2024, dedicated by His Worship the Mayor. And it's got today's date on it. So, councillors, I put the motion to you. All in favour, show hands. Against, motion carry. Everyone, just put a note, everyone voted for it. Can just put a note there that Councillor McDonald did not vote. You know, so I call you to come out and present. It's all on. Pass it short down for me.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Actually, I must say that I'm very honoured to have represented the city for the last 33 years in my community, which are very dear to me. And I was very chuffed, I can say, that when the CEO rang me the other night in regards to this, and I said, but you have to be dead, you know. But also on that night, we had some wonderful news because Cliff's eldest son, after many attempts, they had an IVF baby, which was very exciting. And also his other son announced that they were having twins, and his daughter was expecting a baby. So it was a very, very special day. But I must say, in the 33 years, this is probably a sad but happy day for me. I've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mayors, a number of CEOs and a number of councillors. And when I first was elected to council, there was about 9,000 in, they were called wards at that particular time, and now we've got, you know, around about 29,000. And the city, I think there was about 55,000 people in the city, and now we've got 670. So it's changed over the years. And I'm talking about Bob. I can remember when all the new councillors came on board, especially after amalgamation in 1995. It was a big change to this city. I was in the old Gold Coast City, and of course we amalgamated then with the Albert Shire. When I first got into council, and I know it's been touched on now, we had the sinking of the homes in Palm Beach. The city was being sewered. We were all on septic before, and what happened was when they dewarded the areas, the homes started to sink. So that was something that was really impacting the southern Gold Coast. And so Lex Bell was the mayor at the time, and we went to Brisbane and saw the Deputy Premier, Tom Burns, and we were able to convince Mr Burns for the state government to step in, and they made a special act of Parliament called the Palm Beach Subsidence Act. And I was able to get council at the time to put in about $2 million towards it, which back in the early 90s was a lot of money, and we were able to assist those residents with the sinking homes. So over the years, I suppose I've seen floods, bushfires, droughts. And in fact, the worst drought that was hitting this city in 2000, I was chair of water, and we had a really hard road. But what we did, we took the community on board and brought them along for the ride, and we were very successful. In fact, we won World Water Awards with what we did with the drought. And I must say, with the councillors over the time, I must thank all the councillors, because even though we have our differing opinions, we all work for the best of this city. And look, my concerns in leaving this position is that I hope the new councillor who's elected by our community has the passion that I've had. It's not an easy job, you know, families are affected. The amount of time that you put in, it's a 24-hour-a-day job. It's not something that's 9 to 5, as all the councillors would know. And I'm sure with Shelley, being a new girl on board, knows that it's a little bit different to what it is on the outside. But my two concerns, and it has been for some time, is the light rail and the impact that it's going to have, especially on the southern Gold Coast, and also the development. And I think the state government certainly have to sit down with council and start looking very seriously how the development's going to impact this city and the lifestyle of this city. But I wish you all well, and thank you very much for the acknowledgement. I really appreciate it, and certainly with the aquatic centre at Palm Beach, that's going to be a wonderful facility for I think it's about $85.5 million worth, and it's just going to be a wonderful asset for this city. And I thank you, Mr Mayor. I know that we've had our differing opinions, but at the end, we're all looking for the best for this city, and I thank you. And thank you, councillors. And I wish you all the best. Those that are standing again, I wish you all the best. And those that are moving on to other things, I wish you all the best in that. So thank you very much.
I will, just in a second. All right, I'll ask for the media to exit. Okay, councillors, item 5, confirmation of minutes. Any corrections, anyone? Move for adoption, Councillor Tozer, second to Councillor Pauline Young. Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against? Motion carried. Mayor's report. Councillors, on this Mayor's report, I thought I'd just give a highlight of the last 4 years and just touch base on, it's gone quick. And, but when we reflect on it, it's like, as a team, we've achieved quite a lot. So I'll put it to you on the highlights there. These achievements, it's not just us elected wings, it's also the CEO and the executive leadership team and city officers on the ground. They should be so proud in accomplishing these highlights. And first up, the financial management. 4 years, we keep saying it, we got the rates and kept it at CPI or below. And external debt, we inherited back in 2013 860 million, and today it stands at 570 million. And recently we amalgamated major events, Gold Coast, Destination Gold Coast, Study Gold Coast, Placemakers, and Hotter under one entity, Experience Gold Coast. This saves operational expenditure of $7 million a year, and the flow-on effect of being coordinated. For the first time now, we have a coordinated events calendar. Took a bit, but we did it. So, in essence, our core value each time, it's about value for money for ratepayers, and that's another good example. Environment and energy management, natural areas of land acquisition in the past 2 years was $48.6 million spent, acquiring more than 11,000 acres. Koala conservation in 2022, we teamed up with Currumbin Wildlife Hospital, launched the koala vaccine research program, and over 56 koalas has been vaccinated and saved. Our natural city strategy in 2032, which was introduced in 2023, our target was to have 51% native vegetation covered, that is open space, purchasing land to secure this strategy, and connecting habitats on critical natural corridors, designing city growth to protect our natural environment, and understanding and responding to climate impacts. And the Natural GC program expand further. What have we got there? Last year, 326 environmental events, 14,000 participants in natural GC activities, 40,500 trees planted in conservation areas, and 2,300 land care volunteers. Electric vehicle charging station. In 2021, we introduced those. Install 8 EV charging station. Solar electricity initiative. 47 council facilities / buildings are harnessing solar energy. And one of the best examples is the Pimpamar Aquatic Centre. And then, of course, the VC glass recycling, we're able to help facilitate VC to invest $500 million in glass recycling facility in Stapleton. So that's hundreds of jobs. You know, I won't use the usual that listening to all of that, some would say that we're the greenest regional council in all the land, but I won't go that far. Investment in transport and infrastructure, Gold Coast Light Rail Stage 3 continues, and that's $1.2 billion of investment, 3 tiers of government funding. It's a city deal. And for those who writes that we missed out on city deals for not being part of council mayors, are really having a culling the truth. We get our fair share. Disaster Emergency Management Centre was opened in May 2023. Since then, we have been using it quite a bit, and it's been very effective. We've had visit from Governor General, Sir David Healy, and Lady Hurley, and we had Prime Minister, Premiers, State and Federal Minister visiting us at our DEMC, and I think tomorrow I'm catching up with Queensland Governor there as well. The word's out. They really want to know how we designed it, how it works, and we're happy to help future design of other disaster management centres throughout the state and lend a hand. And even our southern neighbours would want to do the same. So it has been an exemplar of a disaster and emergency. Isla Capri Bridge, now that it's complete in April 2022, there's a couple of people that didn't want it, but now the comment I get, that bridge looks like it's always been there, like that. Don't know what the big fuss was all about, but it's increased capacity of 25,000 cars per year. And Sundale Bridge, remember that? We spent $34 million, completed in 2021, and we increased the lane from 4 lanes to 5. The third northbound lane on the bridge. It's the cheapest 1 lane on a bridge anywhere you can do, because we reuse, we move everything, services, and just create another lane. Service Paradise Sand Bypass System, construction complete in 2023. Merrimack Sewage Treatment Plant upgraded, $22.3 million upgrade. Save more than 500,000 litres of drinking water a day. Gold Coast Ferry Trial, Hoppo, still hopping along. Ocean Way, Surface South completed in 2023. Palm Beach North completed in 2022. And the feedback I get is that our residents along the Ocean Way there would want more of it, more would want it more connected. And as you see the map there, you know, why not? The Ocean Way is for everybody, not just for a few privileged people there. Investment in lifestyle and community. Greenheart Stage 1 began in May 2023. Miami Aquatic Centre completed in May 2021. It was an $18 million redevelopment. Broadwater Parkland Stage 4, that was opened in August 2022. Pimpamar Sports Hub, Donna's Baby, opened in December 21, 14-hectare site. Look at that. Look at the solar panel. And, you know, as I mentioned to Graham Quirk, was it yesterday, Tim? Yesterday? I said, talking about our aquatic centre, I said, it's not just about getting swimming in Southport, instead of building the drop-in pool in Brisbane, it's that we've got aquatic centres right throughout our city where different nations can train at different areas for the Olympics. Brisbane hasn't got that. So it's not just one spot where you do your Olympics, it's all the support of infrastructure and training for all the other countries. So we've got that in spades, and we'll have that part of our submission. And I think our submission's going to be done completed very soon. As per the resolution, you'll get an email on that. And please note, confidential. Palm Beach Aquatic Centre, redevelopment, May 2022. Daphne and Gail's baby. Pitsy Park, Pauline's baby. We birthed a lot of infrastructure babies here on the Gold Coast. Opened in April 2022. Wonder Reef, well, okay, my baby. And that's me, and oh, that's Stephen Miles. All right, he looks scared there, but anyway. And look, those coral is growing. It's really, if you go back down again, it's so much, and a couple of gropers our size swimming around. Accessibility beach access program, 25 beach with wheelchairs access, 12 location, with 5 changing facilities for people with wheelchairs. It's fantastic. Our city is noted to be that we leave no one behind. Free senior off-peak travel, one of the most cherished policy as council we passed through, and since 2020, it's a total of 49,000 registered senior citizen and veterans. Free senior dog registration. 2019 we introduced that. Now over 19,000 dogs belonging to seniors are registered. Green organic bin rollout, we introduced that. A couple of helpers there. Public place recycling. Safety camera network, another 150 additional cameras. Doubling the community grants in our last budget to $2 million. Perfect timing. Invest in art, culture and major events. Hotter Gallery, opened in May 2021. New major events include Pacific Air Show, Tim Sue's Fight, GC 500, Harry Styles, Paul McCartney, Big Bash Cricket, Kiss, and Pink is coming. And I know there's a lot more coming, but I'll let Experience Gold Coast do a media on that. Screen industry is now worth 600 million, 8,000 jobs. Screen attraction program, we're the only council in Australia that does that. We attract 60 productions in the last 9 years, generating more than 4,500 jobs. So that thing really worked. And we got Elvis here, Thor, Ragnarok, Ron Howard's latest, Eden. What's to come? Greenheart Master Plan continues. Yatala Film expansion. Gold Coast Indoor Entertainment Arena. Hotter upgrades. Hotter, was it digital education? Was it screen and production facility? Waste to energy. Surface Paradise revitalisation. Coomera Civic Hub. So, councillors, we have achieved a lot in the last term. We could not have done without the help of the administration. So with this in mind, I sincerely thank them all. Council, I move 1, a vote of thanks to the CEO, executive leadership team and all council officers. And 2, that my mayor's report be welcome and noted. Seconder, Councillor Gates. Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, carried, unanimous. Clarification, members, nil. Item 8, business arising from minutes, nil. Item 9, presentation, nil. Item 10, conflict of interest declaration. Councillor Gates.
Surprise, surprise. Thanks, Mr Mayor. I just stand to seek permission of the council to be involved in discussions about the advancement of the boat works at the Coomera Marine Precinct. There is no application that is current that I'm aware of, but I am aware of some issues at the boat works, and I received an email this week from their consultant who 10 years ago I accepted a donation from. So I accepted a donation in 2011 of $1,410 and in 2014 $1,850 from Place Design. And prior to becoming involved in any way, I thought it prudent to seek council's view on whether I can participate in any decision into the future at the boatworks.
Councillor Hamill.
Mr Mayor, I would move a procedural motion that Councillor Gates may participate in the decision despite the councillor's conflict of interest, because the conflict is outside of the relevant term, is minor and remote in nature, and the Deputy Mayor's extensive knowledge of this site and this industry would be beneficial to the best decision being made in the greater interest of the city. Knowledge and experience with this site and industry. Will assist in making sure the best decision is made for the city.
Second to Councillor Taylor. Right. Councillor, does anyone want to vote against? Put the motion to you. All in favour, show your hands.
Mayor Tate, Councillor Hemmel, Councillor Owen-Jones, Councillor Curtis, Councillor Peter Young, Councillor Patterson, Councillor Lacastra, Councillor Tozer, Councillor Taylor, Councillor Vorster, Councillor Pauline Young, Councillor McDonald, Councillor O'Neill.
Against? Motion carried. Please note, Councillor Gates did not vote. Number 11, reception and consideration of committee minutes, nil. 12, consideration notice of motion, nil. Question on notice and answers to question on notice, nil. Number 14, presentation of petition. There's 14.1. Who's doing that one? Councillor Patterson.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. I seek that the petition from the residents of Rivage Royal be received and referred to a committee for consideration and report.
Seconder, Councillor Taylor. Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, motion carried. 14.2. Oh, is it? Okay. 14.2 is on the screen. Councillors, there's a petition regarding inevitable future damage to our dwellings, similar to that which occurred during the storms on the Gold Coast during the Christmas period 2023. Councillors, I move that the petition be received and referred to a committee for consideration and report. Seconder, Councillor Gates. Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, motion carried. There's a third one. Councillor Tozer.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Yeah, I received a petition late last night and it was made properly. So the petition, I move that the petition be received and referred to a committee for consideration and report. Relates to the cleaning and debris in Warrangaree Creek.
Okay, seconder. Councillor Gates, put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, motion carried. Number 15, general business. Mr Sayo says nil. Other business, councillors. 16.1, December 2023, monthly financial report. Councillors, I move, as per page 17, that council note the special purpose 2023 to 24 statement of income, expenditure and statement of financial position as presented for December 2023. Seconder, Councillor Tozer. Any question? Anyone want to speak against? Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, motion carried. We go to 16.2. Huh? All right, councillors, I move that the council receive and note the contents of the report. 2, that the outcome of the Coomera Road Network study undertaken in partnership with the state be reported to council once completed. Seconder, Councillor Vorster.
Thank you, Mr Mayor. Just wondering whether you would accept an amendment that instead of simply noting the content of the report, that we endorse the content of the report. And if so, I'd be very happy to second it.
Oh, yeah, endorse. I agree with you then. Okay, beautiful. Someone want to speak against? I'll close the debate and put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against, carry, unanimous.
It's not always that easy for the brand new DGM.
Councillor Peter Young.
Sorry, Mr Mayor. I had expected that we'd have a presentation on that item, sorry, and I did put through a message that I'd like to speak to it, which I think would be a valuable thing for the benefit of the public. Mr Mayor.
Mr Mayor.
Okay.
So there is a presentation available if councillors would require it. I think it's ready to go on the screen. Otherwise, we can provide it to councillors and include it in the minutes if that would help. I'm in the council's hands, Mr Mayor.
Yeah, no, including the minutes at the presentation, the matter is already voted on, so we're on to 16.3. closed session report, in interim number 3. Councillors, I move that Council note this interim update on strategic investment opportunity 1, and 2, that Council receive the next interim update of the strategic report opportunity 1 after the new councils is established. Seconder, Councillor Taylor. Questions? Anyone want to speak against? Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against? Motion carried. Could you note Councillor Owen Jones voted in the negative? And Councillor Pauline Young. We go now to council plan, and the motion's on page 8. Councillors, I move that Council approves this Council Plan 2022 to 2027 and City Operational Plan 2023 to 2024 Q2 Progress Report, Attachment 1 in brackets. 2, that Council notes the baseline and targets set for the Council Plan 2022-2027, measures identified at section 5.3 of this report. Councillor Vorster, is that hand coming up or?
Mr Mayor, just in anticipation of a question on the report, when you're ready, of course.
All right. Seconder, anyone? Councillor Tozer? Okay. Any questions? Councillor Vorster.
Thank you very much, Mr Mayor. Mr Mayor, I just had a question regarding the upgrade of the Robina Town Centre and Labour Drive intersection. It's a project listed on page 5 of the non-confidential report, and I've not received a briefing from city officers regarding the delay. It's a project that should have been completed about 7 years ago, and I'd just like the opportunity in my last council meeting to ask a question of city officers as to when we might expect work to commence.
Mr CEO.
Through you, Mr Mayor. So the specific question is about when work will commence. I'm happy to take that on notice and get that back to you as soon as possible. These delays happen, Mr Mayor and councillors. I accept the level of frustration from the councillor. We will do everything in our power to commence work and get the project finished as quickly as possible, but I'll provide a response to you in writing as soon as possible, councillor.
Okay. Anyone want to speak against the motion? Put the motion to you. All in favour, show of hands. Against? Motion carried. Mr CEO, is it? I've run out. What happened to the next one?
We are done.
All right, councillors, could you stay behind, please? There's a couple of things I'd like to raise with you. As there's nothing else, the meeting's closed at 10:53 and streaming off